This will be our longest leg of the whole trip, just over 300 miles from Nuremberg, Germany, to Vienna, Austria. But, to start off the day we will have our first breakfast, which was included with the hotel stay. Then we loaded up the car, only took in a couple of small bags since it was only 2 nights. Programmed in the next location, and we were off. Just outside of Nuremberg, I took the wrong exit, and had to double back some. Then it was smooth driving. The rental car company told us to buy a sticker for Austria prior to entering the country. But as you would have it, that didn't happen. Borders are not well marked anymore, and we entered Austria sooner than we thought. They did have a sign to pay toll, which I thought I was exiting for, but turned out to be for big trucks. So, I navigated through all the trucks, and found myself passing where I needed to pay the toll with no way of driving over to it. So, I parked the car in a safe place, and climbed over the guardrail, and went to the toll building. Paid my toll, only 9.5 euros, and placed the sticker on the car window, and we continued towards Vienna. Another note is that Vienna is spelled W-I-E-N on all road signs in Austria. Prior to getting into Vienna, we stopped to get fuel, which was a pleasant surprise. The rental car was getting over 40 miles per gallon, and diesel was cheaper, so my fuel cost will be less than I figured. Also, the roads were in great condition, no crumbling infrastructure here. I am also starting to see how courteous the drivers in Germany and Austria are. I have included some video of the drive so you can see the Autobahn and roads in Vienna. An example of how courteous drivers are, happened when driving into Vienna. I was stopped at an intersection with multiple left and straight lanes. I was the lead car in one of the straight lanes. When a light turned green, it was not clear to me if it was for my lane. I looked in my mirror at the driver behind me and held up my hand in a questioning motion. The driver gave me a simple gesture that I could go. No horn, no upset drivers, all was well, and we all continued on our way. This type of courtesy was seen in every country, including truck drivers.
Well, because she looked at the plate and knows you're not from here. Follow the road for 2 kilometers.
Then we'll turn left again.
We'll just stay in the middle there. Oh, they renovated.
Oh, they're really renovating that place. Oh, they're something.
Yeah. They renovated. They got all those buildings. Now that is really being renovated. Church too.
Yeah, I'm always kind of looking for brand new buildings.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Real bad. Carrot doesn't have that. Along the river, that When you cross over on the other side of the road. Turn half left. Yeah, you on the right place. No, turn off left.
Yeah.
Left right here. Left half.
That way or half left?
I think the half left that way. See that green?
This one?
Yeah.
Pretty close.
Destination is on one.
Snap it. There it is. Wow, that was an easy one.
But this parking is
I think this is.
yeah.
Oh, I thought it was this one.
Not good.
We checked into our hotel, which has its own story. 2 weeks before we were to depart, they sent me notice that the hotel I was booked in was not going to be open yet, not enough business. They moved me into another one of their hotels. I kind of questioned that, but what was I to do? This turned out to be one of our lucky breaks. We had several, because this hotel was great. It was called the Hotel Stephanie. The Hotel Stephanie on Taberstrasse in the 2nd District is demonstrably the oldest still existing hotel in Vienna. For more than 400 years, an accommodation establishment was continuously registered in the house registers and land registers at its location. On July 8, 1600, a local Gastjob, a hostel inn at the time, was mentioned for the first time in a document. For about 250 years, the company was open under the name Zur Weißen Rose and underwent through numerous conversions. In 1888, Karl Witzmann, the great-grandfather of the current owner, acquired the inn and renamed it Hotel Stephanie on the occasion of Crown Prince Rudolph's marriage to Stephanie of Belgium a few years earlier. Since then, the building has been extended and rebuilt several times. And it was close, within walking distance, to the city's central and many of the sites we wanted to see. Our first issue, we will have several, was that I tried to contact our tour provider for a day trip to Hungary. They were not open, so I left a message on their phone. Later I will check my email, and find out that they canceled the trip because of lack of tourists. Now they only required 4 to go, so I guess it was just 2 and me. That was a letdown, but not the end of the world. So we decided to go out and see some sights. We continued to walk the streets of the city center, and were amazed at all the buildings and people. It would be easy to get lost in the many streets and back streets around the city, so having a phone for navigation is a time saver. Wen found a place for a small snack, and returned to the hotel for tea. We found ourselves at St. Stephen's Cathedral, and looked into a performance that was to be held there the next day. We decided not to do that, but we'll be returning here tomorrow to climb the towers, and get a better view of the city. Then our goal was to find a place to eat dinner. Two already had a place in mind, that was not very far from the cathedral. We found the restaurant, and witnessed a crowd in front of it. Also, while walking around we have seen crowds around many of the restaurants in the area. It was Friday night, and was a long weekend because Monday was a holiday, and everyone wanted to eat out. After watching them turn away many people, I was able to ask him if we could make reservations, but he said they have to be made online, and they were full. Then all of a sudden, he said, "Can you come back in half hour?" I said sure, and he took my name. We walked around some more then headed back to the restaurant. Others were still being turned away, but we got in, another lucky break. St. Stephen's Cathedral, also called Stephan's Dome or Stephanskirche, cathedral in Vienna that was burned down in the course of the Battle of Vienna in April 1945 and was reconstructed by 1952. St. Stephen's was established in 1147, only the west facade remains of the late Romanesque edifice that burned in 1258. St. Stephen's Cathedral is the symbol of Vienna. Construction commenced in the 12th century. Today, it is one of the most important Gothic structures in Austria. St. Stephen's Cathedral is 107.2 meters long and 34.2 meters wide. It has 4 towers. The tallest of these is the South Tower at 136.44 meters. The tower room, from which there is a gigantic view across Vienna, is reached via 343 steps. A total of 13 bells hang there. However, the best known bell of St. Stephen's Cathedral, the Pommern, is located in the 68.3 meter tall North Tower. It is the second biggest free swinging chime church bell in Europe. On the roof of St. Stephen's Cathedral, colorful roof tiles were laid to create the royal and imperial double-headed eagle and the coat of arms of the city of Vienna. The interior of St. Stephen's Cathedral was changed again and again over the centuries, right through to the Baroque period. Wollzeile is often referred to as the home of the Schnitzel. Since 1905 they have been serving guests highlights of Viennese way of life, as well as an exceptional Schnitzel. The restaurant was small but classy. This goes not only for the size of the cozy old Figlmüller, but also to its menu. There are only 13 expertly prepared traditional Viennese dishes to choose from. The servings, however, are sizable. And yes, we both had Schnitzel, and as you can see from the photos they were not lying when they said they were sizable. The hotel restaurant is advertised as imperial dining in the oldest hotel in the city. Just like in the times of the Habsburgs, this is how you feel when you enter the oldest hotel in Vienna, the Hotel Stephanie in Taberstrasse. This experience continues in the spacious and elegant ballroom, where you can enjoy classic specialties of Viennese cuisine, and be enchanted by the imperial flair. In addition, a quiet garden and an elegant hotel bar are at your disposal to indulge in the royal feast. With its high ceilings, magnificent chandeliers and classic decor, Restaurant Stephanie in Vienna's second district will make you feel like the emperor himself. Marvel at the numerous collected antiques that give the restaurant its historic character. Antique and detailed furniture, valuable porcelain, silver, and many other pieces will make your restaurant visit in Vienna extraordinary. Perfectly prepared to the point, and lovingly arranged, the first-class Viennese dishes in the Restaurant Stephanie bring you imperial culinary delights. Especially the old Viennese delicacy trip is recommended to get to know the culinary Vienna bite by bite. In addition to the traditional delicacies of Austria, you will be spoiled with seasonal delicacies such as a traditional Martinigansel or a festive Christmas dinner. This is what Tu probably enjoyed the most about our trip, was the food. Tu does not eat a lot of food, and eats less than I do. But on this trip, she ate as much, or sometimes more than I did. She really loved the food. And our dinner was as advertised, extraordinary, and changed Tu's mind about leaving Vienna a day early. The meal started with an appetizer. I was not even sure what it was, that had unbelievable flavors, and just made me want to have more. For the main dinner item, we both selected Viennese dishes. Hers included king mushrooms and mine liver. We both relished every bite. Now for the dessert. Käseschnitzel is a somewhat rustical sounding word to describe a rather sweet and pleasant pancake-like dish with a strong imperial connection. Inevitably in our complicated world, we have numerous variations, but the classic version of the dish is essentially a thick pancake that's chopped into pieces, topped with icing sugar, and served with plum compote. Raisins commonly appear in the mix. It was out of this world. Also, this will not be the last time we try this dish. We woke up, had another wonderful breakfast in the hotel restaurant, loaded up the car, and checked out of the hotel. We were now leaving Vienna, and heading to Salzburg. The video shows us leaving the hotel parking area, passing the front of the hotel, some more Autobahn travel, and finally getting to our hotel in Salzburg.